this Circuits of the Past video, you'll see a compilation of Herman's visit to Donington Park on the 25th of July 2018 as part of the circuit tour through northern France and England. At the end of the day, Herman would get a tour around the Donington circuit, but first he went to the Donington Museum with Tom Wheatcroft's Grand Prix Collection. The Donington Museum contained a huge collection of military vehicles, motorcycles and racing cars. Unfortunately, this museum closed its doors at the end of the 4th of November 2018 and it will never be open again. Here, a tribute to Roger Williamson, who sadly died in the 1973 Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort. This is the McLaren Ford, in which Ayrton Senna won the 1993 European Grand Prix, right here at Donington Park. If you want to see a full tour through the museum, check out the other Circuits of the Past videos. We're now back at the Donington Park circuit. There was a motorcycle event that day, and so Herman had to wait until the end. Then he would be driven around the current track and on the old Melbourne Loop. In the meantime, he watched the action out on circuit. Donington Park is a race circuit located near Castle Donington in Leicestershire, England. It opened in 1931 and is now the oldest operational circuit in the UK. From 1971 to 2006, it was owned by businessman and car collector Tom Wheatcroft. Today, it's part of the Motorsport Vision Group, run by former Formula One driver Jonathan Palmer. In the 1930s, it hosted the Donington Grand Prix 4 times. However, it was in 1993 that it hosted its only Formula One Grand Prix under the name the European Grand Prix. It turned out to be a spectacular rain-affected race, won by Ayrton Senna. When the motorcycles event was over, it was Herman's turn. The driver of the safety car took him for some laps on track. First, he did a slow lap so that Herman could film every little detail.
Keep out of the way.
Yes, no problem at all. Everybody has left the Alpha is just going down the loop, and we're coming.
At the end of the slow lap, the driver stopped at the beginning of the start-finish straight. After he talked with the control tower, he said,
Okay, yeah.
At the old hairpin, we left the track for a while. Cold tyres was a declaration of the driver afterwards. And a lap later at the old hairpin, this happened. After some fast laps at the Donington Grand Prix circuit and the National Circuit, they went on to the old Melbourne Loop, which was called the Heritage Part by the driver.
So you should go straight through there. Yeah.
From this point on, the driver took a different route than Herman expected. On old maps, you see a straight line here, but the driver took this route. When Herman asked him afterwards about the route, he said that it was a pre-war Grand Prix layout. However, Herman did some investigation afterwards but couldn't find anything about the version of the safety car driver drove. So according to Herman, we shouldn't have gone there. Have we just uncovered a new layout? If you have any information about this version that the safety car driver drove, please let us know in the comments down below. After a ride on the old Melbourne Loop, the safety car driver took Herman to the Bangor racetrack for some drifting and donuts. So that was Herman's visit to Donington Park. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more memories of circuits of the past and occasionally from the present too.